Happy afternoon, Dr. Vishwanath. Today we will look at the anatomy and physiology of the heart. ஹார்ட் எனக்கு ரொம்ப பிடிச்ச ஆர்கன் இந்த சென்ஸ் தட் நான் மெடிசன் ஜாயின் பண்ணும்போது என்ஜினியரிங் சேர்ந்துருந்தேன். அதுலேருந்து ஐ வாஸ் புஷ்ட் இன் டு மெடிசன். ஏன்னா மை ஃபாதர் ஹேட் அ மேசிவ் அட்டாக், ஹார்ட் அட்டாக். ஸோ அந்த டைமில் ஹேட் அ வெரி குட் ரேங்க். மெடிசனும் கிடைக்கிற சான்சஸ் ஆர் வெரி ஹை. ஸோ எல்லாருமா சேர்ந்து தே புஷ் மீ இன் டு மெடிசன் கிடைச்சது. ஸோ ஐ ஜாயிண்ட் இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் இல்லாமல் தென் லேட்டர் ஆன் படிக்க செகண்ட் இயர், தேர்ட் இயர், ஃபோர்த் இயர், கிளினிக்கல், ஃபைனல் இயர்லாம் வரும்போது கார்டியோவாஸ்குலர் சிஸ்டம், ஹார்ட் எனாமர்ட், got enamored by that. And to simply quote, என்னோட குரு டாக்டர் கேபி மிஸ்ரா, who is no more, was one of the leading cardiologists, one of the best teachers in the country. அவர் used to say, people used to ask him why he preferred being a cardiologist. அதுக்கு jocularly he used to say, see, no one says, everyone says that my sweetheart or heartthrob. No one says my sweet kidney, my sweet liver, my sweet lung. No one says that. So that is why அப்படின்னு சிறப்பாக சொல்லுவார். So when we look at the anatomy of the heart, basic functioning of the heart, physiology, anatomy, then physiology, then the pathophysiology, basic தெரிஞ்சால் தான் when you get into medicine, the diseases, problems எல்லாம் வரும்போது we will get to know what is happening. லைக் ஒவ்வொரு டிசீஸ்லேயும் அந்த டிசீஸை பற்றி காரணம் தெரிஞ்சால் தான் ட்ரீட்மெண்ட் வில் பி எஃபெக்டிவ். லைக் தட் வாட் இஸ் ஹேப்பனிங் தெரிஞ்சால் தான் யூ வில் பி ஏபிள் டு ட்ரீட் ப்ராப்பர்லி. ஸோ தட் இஸ் வெரி வெரி இம்பார்ட்டன்ட். ஸோ வித் தட் வில் ஸ்டார்ட். அண்ட் ஐ ட்ரை நாட் டு போர் யூ பிகாஸ் அனாட்டமி அண்ட் திஸ் திங் இஸ் ஆல்வேஸ் தேர். அதுதான் மாற்ற முடியாது. ஸோ டூ மச் ஆஃப் ஹியூமர் கொண்டு வரதுக்கும் கஷ்டம், லைக் இன் மெடிசன். ஸோ சி ஹார்ட் இஸ் அ மஸ்குலர் ஆர்கன். It is an involuntary muscle which keeps on pumping, working. நம்ம தூங்குறோம், even brain gets some rest. The heart never gets rest, continuously working, pumping all along from birth till death. So it is a muscular organ, involuntary muscle, and in most animals it is a muscular organ which pumps blood through the blood vessels. அதில் blood through the blood vessels to supply every organ, and then finally through the veins it returns back deoxygenated blood. Oxygen எல்லாம் சப்ளை பண்ணிட்டு oxygenless blood comes back through the veins, through the inferior vena cava, superior vena cava, from above again into the heart, goes into the lungs, pulmonary system, collects oxygen, comes back and then gets pumped again. So when we are looking at humans, the human heart is divided into 4 chambers. ரெண்டு upper chambers are the atria, and கீழே இருக்கிற lower chambers are the ventricles. Both are right and left. When you look at fish and all, fishes have 2 chambers only, and most other reptiles, when you see, they have 3-chambered heart. And in a healthy heart, blood flows only in one way. It is a one-way traffic, not back, because the backflow is prevented by valves. Valves open up, pushes the blood from the atria into the ventricle through left ventricle, not through the aorta, into the arterial system, like that. So the valves prevent the backflow of blood into the heart. And the heart is enclosed by a protective sac. It is covered in a protective sac which is called the pericardium, and there is a thin layer of fluid to cushion the heart, like the brain. The covering is a cerebrospinal fluid, acts as a cushioning fluid, so that it's not rigid, it can move around. So that sort of a protection, this is God's making, in creating a human. So when we look at this thing, the wall of the heart is made of 3 layers. When you take up the wall, ventricle wall, that is the muscle part, 3 layers. The inner layer is called the epicardium, middle layer is called the myocardium, outer layer is called the epicardium, middle layer myocardium, inner layer, endona inside, endocardium. So epicardium, myocardium, endocardium, three layers of the musculature of the heart. So the heart pumps blood with a rhythm determined by a group of pacemaking cells, which is called the sinoatrial node, SA node in Sulu. This is situated in the uppermost part of the atria. Angendu like an electrical connection, switch pota electricity varudhu madi. Electrical conduction starts from the SA node. Angendu the transmission comes to the AV node, atrioventricular node. Angendu vandu through the bundle of His and சொல்லுவோம், through that, and then the Purkinje system throughout the heart. So the electrical, those things stimulating the heart to pump. So this is how the electrical system works to pump the heart. கேள்விப்பட்டிருப்பீங்க பேஸ்மேக்கர் வச்சுருக்காங்க அவங்களுக்கு, ஏன்னா அது எஸ்ஏ நோடோ இதோ நாட் ஃபங்க்ஷனிங் ப்ராப்பர்லி. அப்படி இல்லாததோட ஹார்ட் ரேட் கேன் பி சைனோஏட்ரியல் டிசீஸ்ன்னு சொல்லுவோம், சிக்ஸ் சைனஸ் சிண்ட்ரோம் சொல்லுவோம், வேர் த நோட் doesn't function properly. So the proper இது பண்ணுறதுக்காக a pacemaker is kept. That happens, that you will probably learn later on in your course of your studies. So this generate a current that causes the contraction of the heart traveling through the atrioventricular node and along the conduction system of the heart, which I told, bundle of His, Purkinje system throughout the heart muscle fibers make it contract. So என்ன ஆகுதுன்னா, the heart receives the blood low in oxygen from the systemic circulation. ஹார்ட்டுக்கு வந்து blood comes from the systemic circulation, deoxygenated blood through the inferior and superior vena cavas into the heart. It receives this blood, and then this blood flows, like I said in the beginning, goes into the through the superior, it passes into the right ventricle. Right ventricle is the lower part, right side of the heart, the side. From there, this blood, deoxygenated blood, goes into the lungs. So it goes into the this thing, lungs, where it receives oxygen and gives off the carbon dioxide. Like we said, in the previous class we were seeing that plasma carries the carbon dioxide, lungs valiya through this right ventricle into the lungs. Carbon dioxide is released, oxygen is received, and then this oxygenated blood returns to the left atrium, மேல இருக்கிற part, left atrium, and from the left atrium it comes into the left ventricle and it is pumped through the aorta. Aorta the main vessel from the heart. Aorta has got three branches going up, and then going down it spreads off into various branches, which you will see in the circulatory system, supplying the whole of the body with oxygenated blood. And where the oxygen, so wherever this blood is pumped, the oxygen is used, carbon dioxide is formed through the venous system back into the heart. So this is the functioning of the cardiovascular system. So exercise temporarily increases the heart rate. Not only exercise, mental tension, worry, everything can increase the heart rate. So when this thing but lowers the resting heart rate in the long term. ஏன் physical exercise சொல்கிறோம்? We see cricketers and all, hockey players, இவங்கெல்லாம் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா யூஸ்வலி அவங்க நார்மல் ஹார்ட் ரேட்டே will be on the lower side. Sometimes it can be 40. In others, normal people who are not exercising, 40 is an abnormality. 40 or 50 is an abnormality. என்ன இவ்வளோ கம்மியாக இருக்குது ஹார்ட் ரேட். பட் இவங்களுக்கு பாடி இஸ் டியூன்ட், அந்த 50, 40, 50 டைம்ஸ் பம்ப் பண்ணாலே it is sufficient to give that much of oxygen to the body as required. So this is very important. That's why we say exercising. 50 times thumb pump in the heart, but required amount of oxygen is given. So work on the heart is low. Oxygenation is better. So they tend to live much longer. That is why we say moderate exercise is required in every individual. Eventually resting heart rate is reduced. So this is something which we have got to remember. Then cardiovascular diseases are the most common cause of death globally. So it accounts for about 30-35% of the deaths across the globe. Direct cardiovascular disorders. And this again is the risk factors are diabetes, hypertension, hyperlipidemia and such. Adallam control panna, that you learn in medicine. So when you have Like risk factors include smoking, being overweight, low exercise, little exercise, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, poorly controlled diabetes, amongst others. So these cardiovascular disease also symptoms and other things we will look at some other time, because we are dealing with the anatomy of the heart now. The location and shape of the heart. The human heart is situated in the middle mediastinum. So at the level of the thoracic vertebrae. Thoracic vertebrae, this is the sternum, manubrium sternae, and behind that is the heart, thoracic vertebrae. In between it is encased. Both sides are the lungs. So because the heart is between the lungs, the left lung is smaller than the right. Left side, heart left side, this thing, more left ventricle comes here. The left lung has got one lobe lower, less than the right, because it accommodates the heart. So on the left side. So the heart is conical shaped and base is positioned upwards, tapering downwards to the apex. It is conical shaped, like that, coming like this. It is like this and then settling down. Base position tapering towards the apex. The apex is in this part. Adult heart has a mass of about 250 to 350 grams. That is the mass of the heart, adult heart. The heart is often described as the size of a fist, or fist heart. Size of a fist, 12 centimeters, that is 5 inches in length, 8 centimeters, 3.5 inches wide, and 6 centimeters, that is 2.5 inches in thickness. Although this description is disputed, changes with race, those thing and all that. Heart is, heart is likely to be slightly larger. Well-trained athletes have much larger hearts due to the effects of exercise on the heart muscle, similar to the response of skeletal muscles. Like regular exercise, continuous those things, exercise nalla panna muscles or heart muscles, but they are strong muscles. It is not hypertrophied heart like you get in hypertension, persistent, long-standing, poorly treated hypertension. Other lung causes problems. Here the supply, even though the heart is larger, the blood supply and the requirement is much better. So when you look at the chambers of the heart, as we said, there are, we have got 4 chambers, 2 upper atria, the receiving chambers. These are the receiving chambers, receiving blood. 2 lower ventricles, the discharging chambers. The atria open into the ventricles. Right atria, right ventricular. Left atria into the left ventricle. Into this thing. The distinction is visible also on the surface of the heart as the coronary sulci. So, atria ventricle nadula vara difference. That's a sulci, or chinna dip madi. That is called the coronary sulci. And there is an ear-shaped appendage near the upper atrium called the right atrial appendage. Right atrium மேல ஒரு சின்ன appendage, ear shaped, is called the right atrial appendage. The right atrium and the right ventricle together are sometimes referred to as the right heart. So the right atrium, right ventricle, right heart and so on. Left atrium, left ventricle constitute the left heart. This is just for description's sake. And the ventricles are separated from each other by the interventricular septum. Inside, two ventricles, two receiving chambers, they are separated inside by a fibromuscular structure which separates. It's called the interventricular septum. When you see in congenital disorders, ventricular septal defect, atria are also separated by an atrial septum. ASD, atrial septal defect, all those can occur in congenital disorders. When you go to that, we'll be able to understand better. The visible on the surface of the heart, so that the interventricular septum visible on the surface of the heart as the anterior longitudinal sulcus and the posterior interventricular sulcus. So this you would have learnt in, when you look at the heart in anatomy, they would have taught the sulci of the heart. The cardiac skeleton is made of dense connective tissue. Dense connective tissue, this gives structure to the heart. It forms the atrioventricular septum. So between the atria and the ventricle, there is a septum. Atrioventricular septum, which separates the atria from the ventricles. And fibrous rings which serves as the base for the 4 heart valves. So heart has got four valves that is connecting the chambers. So they are the atrial valve, the mitral valve, the tricuspid valve, and the pulmonary valve. These are the four valves, and these function so that the blood flows only in one way. So the four valves are which separates its chambers. One valve lies between each atria and ventricle, and one valve rests at the exit of each ventricle. So left atria, left ventricle நடுவில் இருக்கிற valve is the mitral valve. Right atria, right ventricle நடுவில் இருக்கிற valve, opening closing valve, is the tricuspid valve. Then the pulmonary artery and this thing for a valve is the pulmonary valve. Then right ventricle into the aorta, there is a valve, pump until it will close so that the blood goes off into the aorta. It's the aortic valve. So these are the basic those things. When you look at tricuspid valve, it has got three cusps which are connected to the chorda tendineae and three papillary muscles named as anterior, posterior and septal muscles after their relative positions. Tricuspid valves they have got மூணு cusp மாதிரி. So these cusps are termed as anterior. முன்னாடி இருக்கிறது anterior, posterior, and then subsequently the septal muscles after their relative position. Mitral valve lies between the left atrium and the left ventricle, like I said before. And it is also known as a bicuspid valve. Mitral valve has got only two cusps, so it is called a bicuspid valve. Tricuspid is three, between the right atria and right ventricle. Left atria, left ventricle, mitral valve has got two cusps. So, and this is an anterior and posterior cusp in the mitral valve. These cusps are also attached via chorda tendineae and two papillary muscles projecting from the ventricular valve. They are attached and they function. The papillary muscles extend from the valves of the heart, from the walls of the heart to the valves by cartilaginous connection called as chordae tendineae. These muscles prevent the valves from falling far too back when they close. Whereas the valves on the blood வெளியில் போகும்போது they open. They have to close, the papillary muscles pull them, and they prevent them from collapsing back so that the blood doesn't go back from where it has come. So this is the function of the papillary muscles. As the heart chambers contract, so do the papillary muscles. Heart chambers contract ஆகும்போது the papillary muscles contract ஆகும். So they open and the blood goes from, probably what you can say, from the atria to the ventricle, from the atria to the left ventricle, from the left ventricle to the aorta, that way. It creates a tension on the chorda tendineae, helping to hold the cusps of the atrioventricular valves in place and preventing them from being blown back into the atrium. So preventing the backflow. Two additional semillunar valves sit at the exit of each of the ventricles. So semillunar valves, they sit at the exit of both the ventricles. Right ventricle to the pulmonary system, it is the pulmonary valve. And the left ventricle aorta it's the atrial valve. So the pulmonary valve is located at the base of the pulmonary artery. That is, from the right ventricle, the pulmonary artery starts. At the base, the pulmonary valve is located. And it has three cusps which are not attached by papillary muscles. So it has three cusps which are not attached by these papillary muscles. When the ventricle relaxes, why this is not, when the ventricle relaxes ஆகும்போது it helps the flow, backflow, so that blood comes into the ventricle. Because left heart pumps out, so there should not be a backflow. Right heart receives the blood from the superior vena cava. So that should be a distinction. So when the ventricle relaxes, blood flows back into the ventricle from the artery. So from the pulmonary artery, it comes into the ventricle. And this flow of blood fills the pocket-like valve, pressing against the cusp which close to seal the valve. So now this blood comes, like a balloon மாதிரி இந்த valves இது பண்ணிட்டு, then it helps in closing. Pressure அதிகமாக close ஆகிக்கும். Then the pulmonary system takes over. The semillunar aortic valve is at the base of the aorta and is also not attached by papillary muscles. So இந்த ரெண்டு இடத்துல தான் aortic and pulmonary valves there are no papillary muscles. So this too has three cusps which close when the pressure of the blood flowing back from the aorta. That is, man pushed out, left ventricle contracts, blood goes up. When it back flows, it pressures and closes the valve. There is no need for a papillary muscle to pull and close like in the mitral and tricuspid valves. So when you look at the right heart consists of two chambers, the right atrium and the right ventricle, separated by the tricuspid valve, like you said. Right atrium receives blood almost continuously from the body's two major veins, the superior and inferior vena cava. Right atriumக்குள்ள மேல superior vena cava, கீழ வந்து inferior vena cava, the deoxygenated, oxygenless, carbon dioxide high blood comes into the right atrium. A small amount of blood from the coronary circulation also drains into the right atrium. Coronary blood flow போற blood drains into the right atrium. Via the coronary sinus, through the coronary sinus, deoxygenated blood supplying the heart also drains into the right atrium, which is immediately above and the middle of the opening of the inferior vena cava. Coronary sinus opens just above the atria and the middle of the opening of the inferior vena cava, which comes from down. In the wall of the right atrium, an oval-shaped depression is called fossa ovalis, which is a remnant of an opening of a fetal heart known as foramen ovale. You would have read in childhood foramen ovale. And that remnant of that is the fossa ovalis, which is also present in the right atrial appendage. The right atrium is connected to the right ventricle by the tricuspid valve. So right atrium, deoxygenated blood, right ventricle is connected by the tricuspid valve. Three cusps are there with papillary muscles to pull in after the blood has moved, so that there is no backflow. And the walls of the right ventricle are lined with trabeculae carneae, ridges of cardiac muscle covered by endocardium. In addition to these muscular ridges, a band of cardiac muscle, also covered by endocardium, known as moderator band, reinforces the thin walls of the right ventricle and play a crucial role in the cardiac conduction. It arises from the lower part of the interventricular septum, crosses the interior space of the right ventricle to connect to the inferior papillary muscle. These are all the internal structure of the right ventricle to sustain, maintain it, and help in the contraction. The right ventricle tapers into the pulmonary trunk. Right ventricle, the pulmonary artery trunk, main trunk, it tapers, gradually tapers and goes into the pulmonary trunk, into which it ejects blood while contracting. So deoxygenated blood atria valiya, atria from the superior vena cava and down from the inferior vena cava, then coronary sinus, the deoxygenated from blood from the heart, they are all coming there. Then through the tricuspid valve, it enters the right ventricle. Right ventricle, when it contracts, it ejects the blood into the pulmonary system, where through the pulmonary artery and through the lungs, it gets oxygenated again, and then it enters back into the left atrium. So when you look at the left heart, has two chambers again, left atrium, left ventricle, separated by the mitral valve. The left atrium receives the oxygenated blood. இப்போ சொன்னோம் இல்லையா, போனதெல்லாம் goes into the lungs and then oxygenated again, comes into the left atria, and the left atrium has an outpouching called the left atrial appendage. Like the right atrium, the left atrium is lined by pesitinate muscles. The left atrium is connected to the left ventricle by the mitral valve. So the left ventricle is much thicker compared to the right. Left ventricle is much thicker compared to the right due to the greater force need to pump blood for the entire body. The whole body it has to pump. It's much thicker left ventricle. Like the right ventricle, left also has got trabeculae carneae, but no moderator band. The left ventricle pumps blood to the body through the aortic valve opening into the aorta, and then through to the systemic circulation. Two small openings above the aortic valve carry blood into the heart itself. Aortic valve, just above that, there are two small openings which carry blood to the heart itself, coronary circulation. The left main coronary artery is one. This artery is called widow's artery because this is one of the main arteries supplying the heart. And most often, when there is a block or a complete occlusion, most often, if it is not treated, attended, can cause sudden death. That's why the left atrial block, left coronary artery occlusion causing a heart attack, this left anterior descending LAD, is often called the widow's artery. And then one is the left main coronary artery and the right coronary artery. Left main coronary artery and the right coronary artery to the right side of the system. And we'll take a small break and we'll come back to the heart wall.